good news is we're seeing some deer. We've got 2 bucks, and they're both in like decent spots for getting in on them. So Josh back there is on the spotter, trying to figure out if we should make a play now or just kind of watch them a bit here. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, but I think given that it's Wednesday, I'm gonna have to start taking some risks here. So I'm probably gonna like try and get closer, or just try and like make a move on one of those bucks here. All right, decision has been made. We're gonna get closer, go to the next ridge. There's just like 3, maybe 4 bucks pushing around. Maybe like 6 or 7 does, maybe 8 does or so over there. So we're gonna bump over the next ridge, kind of see what the wind is doing over there, and kind of figure out a game plan. But good amount of bucks, good amount of does. So now we just need kind of the wind to cooperate. There's a buck across the way over there. We've nicknamed Limpy Gimpy.
Okay, I've officially got the deer and Brad in the same view in my binoculars, so he's, fingers crossed, man. The buck is still there. He looks like he's about 100 yards away, somewhere around there, so. Oh, dude.
He's still in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't moved yet.
Mm-hmm. Just feeding on that manzanita.
He's like pretending to eat and watching that doe. That's what he's really doing. What are we looking at, Josh?
We're looking at just a full bowl of Coues. They're just does all over the place in this little pocket here. There's 1 buck that's in there. He's pretty fixated on a doe. He's not moving around too much, so old Bradskis might go make a run at him. Be good to get some fresh tendies back at the camp. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I want to wait and see what that doe does. Yeah. That he's been chasing, because if she doesn't lay down, he's not going to stay there.
Right.
So if she beds down, I'm gonna give it a go before he gets in the sun. As expected, that doe decided to go downhill about 10 yards, and that buck, it being the rut and all, couldn't stand her being that far away from him, so he got up. Now he's gone downhill a little bit, so he's no longer in the bed that he was in. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye on him and see if he beds down somewhere in that same vicinity. It's starting to get kind of late in the morning, so I'm hoping that eventually he's gonna lay down for at least a little bit. And if he lays down in there, still in that same zone, we still got a good shot at him. All right, well that buck finally rebedded, so I'm gonna make a long slog over there and see if I can't make something happen. Unfortunately, he kind of bedded in a less advantageous spot. It's just really hard to tell. He's kind of beneath an oak tree, and there's some scattered manzanita bushes around there, so the unknown is whether or not there's gonna be any shooting lanes whatsoever. All right, see you in a bit, buddy.
Later. Good luck. Okay, I've officially got the deer and Brad in the same view in my binoculars, so he's, fingers crossed, man. The buck is still there. He looks like he's about 100 yards away, somewhere around there, so. Oh, dude. Please go to your right. Go to your right. Dig down and you'll be. Oh, dude, this is nerve-wracking for me. Okay. Buck is still bedded. Does are still bedded. Brad is above them about, it looks like about 100 yards. He's been at that range for quite a bit. I think he sat down. I think he was trying to see if he can pick him up in his glass, but he just put his, looked like he put his leafy suit on, so he's getting serious. He's starting to make his way slowly down, and they're still freaking there.
Well, that's over. Oh man, there were so many deer. There were so many deer in that little pocket right there. There were 3 bucks that I could see. One was a really nice buck actually, and they were just, I didn't even know they were in here. And as I'm stalking in, I caught their movement. They were about 160, 170 yards away, but like pushing does towards me. And there were so many does bedded, I could see like 3 of them. And it was really hard. There's plenty of cover here, but with so many deer in different spots, it was really hard to figure out where the hell I was gonna go. And so I was sitting there behind a manzanita bush and an oak tree, trying to figure out if I should just wait it out a bit or try and move in closer. And then all of a sudden I hear something, and deer were just blowing out of there. The wind, I think there must have been a swirl of wind that one of the does that's kind of further down on my right must have caught. Ah, it's a bummer. Those were some nice bucks.
Well, I'm assuming Brad just got busted. While I was doing that last video update, I did that, and then I looked in the binoculars and I see Brad walking back up the hill. So I never saw any of the deer run though, which is really frustrating.
Well, hello, sir.
Stop.
Did you see what happened?
No, I didn't. I saw a really big buck running along a doe trail after I saw you walking up the hill.
So when I got over there was no way my original planned path was not going to work.
Oh, really?
There were does bedded. It's actually, there was more of a slope than you looks like.
Yeah.
And there were does bedded all over the place.
Oh gosh.
Mostly facing uphill, so they could see. I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. So then I decided to come in straight down.
Yeah.
And I got to about 95 yards where that buck I knew he was. I couldn't see him, but I could see the tree. And I caught some movement, and there were 2 nice bucks chasing the doe. And so I just sat down, and the one buck starts pushing the doe kind of like towards me and towards the big group of deer. And so I was like, well, I couldn't get any closer.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a doe bedded uphill, just staring my direction like this, you know, like.
Yeah.
And there were a few bushes, but I got to the last one, and I'm like, I can't get any closer. There's a buck across the way over there. We've nicknamed Limpy Gimpy because he's got a full-on like broken front right leg. Like as he walks, it like swings. Like it's broken, but he still gets around just fine. In fact, he was kind of almost like trotting uphill after a doe that went up the open side of that ridge he's on. He's just off of. But anyways, Limpy Gimpy over there is a pretty nice buck. And he's just kind of been milling about kind of on the upper end of this brushy area, and he's been standing in the same spot almost like he wants to bed down. And if we can bed him down, he's in a pretty opportune spot in terms of location for sneaking in on him. Wind is a whole nother factor, but in terms of location, like he's in a pretty good spot. So we're just kind of waiting to see what he does there. And if he does end up bedding down, I'm gonna get my butt over there as fast as I can, which will probably take me like 30 minutes or so. Won't take terribly long to get over there. So even though we saw earlier this morning, we saw a really big Coues buck, and I mean like a big Coues buck, like the biggest one we've seen this whole trip. About as big as the one that I missed last year. He was a big stomper buck, big bodied, big antlered, and unfortunately he just like early this morning he was kind of milling around, and then he just took off like chasing a doe up out of sight, and we don't know where he went. Limpy's just hanging out over there, so I'm gonna make a run at him, try and get over there, and gotta start taking a few more chances. So I don't like going over there without knowing if he's gonna bed down there and keep moving, but he's been standing in the same spot for probably like 45 minutes, and he hasn't moved very far in the last like hour and a half. So I'm gonna get over there. I gotta like go down and get up above him and see if I can sneak back in the other direction. So, but I'm gonna just leave everything here and just run over there.
Well, unfortunately, Brad got busted by that buck, but gosh dang it, he had to be within bow range. I had Brad and the deer like in the same view in my spotting scope. They're right there. It looked like Brad was starting to knock an arrow, and then I just see the deer hopping to the left. Ah, so freaking close, man. Ah! Same drainage that he missed a buck in last year. But I bet it stings a little more this time. Oh man. A little stormy.
We're back at camp here a little earlier than we thought. We thought it'd take us longer to walk back down the ridge line and get back to camp, but didn't see anything just other than a handful of mule deer does, and that's it, no bucks. Tomorrow is my last full day of hunting, and we're gonna go kind of way back into where we were at a few days ago and where I went backpacking. It's a bit of a jaunt to get in there for a day hunt, but since tomorrow's the last full day, we're gonna give her. So early morning tomorrow, long hike in the morning, and hopefully tomorrow's a little better than today. Hopefully I get a little smarter about my stalk tomorrow if I get one. See you in the morning. Well, we got a little update here. Not seeing any deer super close, but we got a buck kind of off in the distance over there, and too far away to get on camera. I'm shivering because I'm cold, so I'm gonna move in on him, try and get closer, and then figure out once I get over there how to make a play on him. So get packed up and move out. Well, just shot a buck. It wasn't a great shot though. Back to standing down there. Didn't have the camera on, so I was not expecting to see a deer. I was walking down the ridge and he just popped out. Didn't have time to reach him. I guess for 40.
Well, good news is he hasn't. That buck hasn't come out of that oak bush, and Josh is almost up here. So once Josh gets here, I'm gonna go back down this ridge, see if I can't look back in the base of that tree and see what's going on in that deer. It's been about 45 minutes has passed, but I don't want to push that deer and chase him around. So before I go trying to sneak in there and get another shot at him or see if he's dead, I'd like to try and at first see if I can take 20 minutes and go back down the ridge to a little knob and look back up in there. And hopefully this is one of those times where I get a little bit of luck, where the shot wasn't what I'd hoped it'd be, but it hit enough of the something on that deer to kind of kill it. Wouldn't be the first time I've seen it happen, so. But I'm not getting my hopes up. It isn't over till it's over. What did you do? Well, I shot a buck. I know.
Buck is right here. Brad is right here. Well, this is one of those like not what you want to see type situations, but he's not here. That much we know. There's a pretty good blood trail leaving where I thought he was. I couldn't tell you how he slipped out of here because I had binos on this spot, but he's not here and there's blood leaving, so obviously he's not here. Not a great situation. Not thrilled about it either. We didn't find Buck. I don't know where he went. Yeah, I don't know where he went. It's almost like embarrassing, the turn of events. I thought he was just like literally behind a tree for 2 hours while we were sitting there, and I was convinced because I thought for sure I had been watching it so long that I would have seen him squirt out of there because it was open. Turns out he got out and I didn't see him. And we followed that blood trail, and then classic, like, blood trail dries up and anybody's guess. It's just like a manzanita jungle out there, and we kind of combed through a bit to see if we could cut a track or bump in or something, and just nothing happened. And then there's just not much else we could do there. So I'm trying really hard not to be negative right now, but it's really hard because that was a good opportunity. So but that's the end of my hunt. I'm not gonna hunt anymore. That's my deer. I shot him. He may very well die. Maybe he lives, I don't know, but like he may very well die, and I'm not gonna shoot another one. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it as always, and I hope you enjoyed following along, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for lots of great content, and I'll see you on the next adventure.